Well, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Twin Ovals in Kingston, Tasmania for a massive clash in terms of the finals in TSL footy. It is the Tigers at home to Clarence. Should be a cracking contest, this one, with huge ramifications as far as the top four goes. Clarence just in there at the moment, 4 points ahead of the Tigers, who sit outside. I'm Brent Costello. Great to be with you for this cracking contest this afternoon. As we see there, Sam Rice winning the toss and kicking to the right of screen. Joining me this afternoon in commentary for the first time in TSL footy is Andrew Cooling. Good afternoon, Drewy. Welcome.
Yeah, good afternoon, Brent. And great to be here for this massive game. As you say, the ramifications significant. The Tigers, well, they've got to win, or it's pretty much season over for them. Their percentage well down on Clarence's, so they're not going to be able to make up 2 games and that much percentage in the final 2 rounds. It's do or die for them. Clarence, they can just about secure that top 4 spot with a victory today. Not quite lock it away, but it would just about put them into the finals. 1 foot in there, but really the stakes are high for the Tigers today. They've really come from the clouds. Weren't looking like a finals team until about a week and a half ago.
Yeah.
Picked up two wins in that quick turnaround off the short week, and suddenly they've vaulted into calculations.
Yeah, they certainly have. Clarence has also been in good form, had a host of players out last week, but still managed to get within striking distance of the reigning premiers, North Launceston, so they are going very, very nicely indeed as well. That's why this game will be such a cracker this afternoon. Forget about what is on the line. These two teams just in really good form, so I can't wait to see who comes out on top. We do have a late change this afternoon, and a big one, a big loss for the Tigers there. Ruckman Marcus Gardner goes out of the side. He's been replaced by Max College, so that's a huge loss for the Tigers. Drew?
Yeah, massive. 7th in the league for contested marks, which is a pretty impressive stat for a ruckman. Shows the impact he has around the ground, intercepting and kind of putting that wall up around the ground. So they're going to lose his impact. Someone else is going to have to stand up. I suppose they'll be buoyed by the fact last time these teams met, it was a victory for them. They won by 15 points that day. A pretty even game statistically, but 12 goals, 5, kicked 9 goals in the first half and jumped them. So look for Clarence to start a little faster this time around.
Looking forward to seeing Noah Holmes in action this afternoon. Played school footy last weekend and dominated that. He's taken the TSL by storm. It's the first game too, speaking to the coach Jeremy Webberley during the week, that they've got their full forward line available really, that you'll see the 2 green boys, Josh and Sam, of course, Chris Nield and Noah Holmes. So how that's going to work, he wasn't quite sure, but exciting nonetheless. Yeah,
well, I mentioned 7th in the league for contested marks for the laid out, but Noah Holmes leading the league at such a young age. That's an incredible feat for a young key forward prospect to be doing that. He's a really exciting talent. He's going to be key to the Roos' hopes today, and really looking forward to seeing what he can do, and amongst a host of players. 6 changes into this Clarence team, which, given how closely they pushed the reigning premiers last week, you'd have to say bodes quite well for them. Good
to see Mackenzie Willis out there as we zoom in on the Tigers here. Bit of an injury scare last start against Glenorchy, but came back on and ran out the game. Just an issue with his shoulder or neck. So he's out there. The ball magnet, Kieran Lovell's out there as well, has torn this comp to shreds all season. It'll be right up there as far as the Lynch medal goes with the voting. So plenty of stars out there for the Tigers as well.
Yeah, just a lazy 40 touches for Kieran Lovell last week. He's in pretty fierce form. He's going to be someone that Clarence are going to need to lock down on. Such a key part of this engine room for the Tigers. And if he gets off the chain, he can be a match winner. He's leading the league in, you name it, midfield stats, inside 50s, disposals, clearances. He is in red hot form, Kieran Lovell, and looking forward to seeing what he can do this afternoon.
It's also a significant game today. It's the Revolt Godomski Shield, which of course supports Maddie's vision. So a really good cause that obviously both teams have a strong affiliation to as well.
Yeah, obviously we'll just add a little bit extra to this occasion. Obviously a really great initiative from these 2 clubs, and just adds that little bit of extra as if the finals incentive wasn't enough. So a real special occasion and a massive game, and a perfect day for it. Sun shining down here at Kingston. Looking forward to this one as we're just about to get underway. The players heading to their positions. What's your tip before this one, Brent?
Oh, yeah, it's a hard one. I'll tell you what, I'm sure the Tigers would like to be playing this on the road. Every one of their wins has been on the road this year, so the home ground here at the Twin Ovals hasn't suited them as much as they would like. But saying that, it might be the day they turn it round. Despite Clarence being in pretty good form, I reckon the Tigers might win a close one today.
Yeah, I'll stick with Clarence. It's going to be an interesting one. Kingborough are a really good outside team. Clarence probably will shade the inside. Contested match. I'll take Clarence. I think if they can keep it clean, minimise the turnovers, they'll get the job done. But this is going to be an absolute cracker. It is the Tigers playing for their season.
Yeah, they certainly are. Some other big games around the state as well. The grand final rematch on at UTAS Stadium this afternoon, with Lauderdale travelling up there to take on North Launceston. And, of course, Lonnie is at home to North Hobart. The umpire holds the ball aloft. Here is Andrew Cooling on Saturday afternoon TSL.
We're underway. The rucks go on. No decisive hit, but Ethan Jackson first to it. Immediately wrapped up by Campbell. Tries for holding the ball. Eventually works its way out there. And clear and kick forward by that man Lovell. The first of what you suspect. Manny dropping the chest mark there. That's one that got away from him. Hits the deck. Picked up by Burrows Cheng. Good forward pressure here from the Lions, but they're going to get their way. Oh, that's a dicey kick. Clarence need to be a bit cleaner than that. The snap shot there coming from Watt. Top of the square, the big men fly. And eventually cleared away by the Roos. Well, that's a nice piece of aerial work. Slightly in the back, but we'll get away with it. And a ball up on the 50.
Saw that man lead out to take the mark there near the top of the square. It was Tyler Carter, who's been in magnificent form for the Tigers this year really. Jag 3 last week against Glenorchy, as we see Marcus Davies dive onto the footy there, pushing the back. So that'll be a Tigers free kick. So Marcus Davies, that was against Ollie Davis, of course, a draft prospect this year for Tasmania, as Davies drives it long inside 50. Kick off the ground, I think, was from Webley. Webley there with the footy. Gets the ball off to Wiley, who's been in great form this year as well for the Roos. Nice crowd in here at the Twin Ovals this afternoon as Swinton just flirts with the boundary there. It rolls over for a boundary throw-in.
Out on the full, in fact, so maybe the wind just taking a hold of that one a little bit. It'll be the Tigers looking to launch this one towards half forward. Long searching ball. Flies over all of them, so the wind clearly a factor, and this is going to elude everyone and just roll on out of play. So it looks like the tree's blowing a bit there. Going to be a tough day for both teams trying to use the football, I'd suggest.
Yeah, when it blows at the Twin Ovals, we know that, so it's certainly going to be a factor this afternoon, that's for sure. So you wait the ball in. You see Tyler Carter in the ruck here, with obviously Gardner out for the Tigers this afternoon up against Ryan Bailey, of course. Here's Lovell. Little snap from the little superstar. He's got the job done. And a nice start for the Tigers here at the Twins.
Yeah, dream start for the hosts. And it's their talisman, Lovell. He is red hot right now, and he gets this game off and running. Picks up right where he left off last week. And Clarence, well, they concede the early goal. The Tigers have done all the attacking in the opening couple of minutes, and they put it on the scoreboard. That was the tale of the tape last time these two teams met. It was an efficient Tigers team, which it's not something you've been able to say about this team all year, really. They've been a little bit wasteful at times, but converting there early and putting it on the scoreboard, which is important.
Got to remember the last time these two teams met as well was down at Richmond Oval at the start of the year, and it was all the Tigers that day. They were dominant. So the two rucks go at it. Quick kick out from Bailey. First Clarence attack of the afternoon. Swinton spots a target, and Josh Green, and the former Essendon and Brisbane Lion player will go back and have a shot on goal. Slight angle, probably 20 metres out.
Yeah, one he should be kicking here. He's bread and butter. Josh Green hasn't quite hit the heights we might have expected of him this season, but he did kick 3 goals the last time the two teams met, so perhaps we'll enjoy this matchup and a chance to get a confidence booster early on here as Empire just sets him back on his line. So a chance for the immediate response here for the Roos from Josh Green. And he strides on in. Let's fly from 40 out, and it's straight through the middle, and they immediately hit back. Josh Green answers the Lovell goal.
Well, that's what he does. He's dangerous up there, we know that, so they're going to have to keep a close eye. In fact, that we spoke about Clarence's dangerous forward line at the top of the broadcast this afternoon. They've got a huge amount to worry about down there, the Tigers defenders. Saw Chris Neal get off the chain last week. And Green's obviously had an impact already. Sam Green's up there. So Noah Holmes we spoke about pre-game as well. So plenty of headaches there for the Tigers defence. So a little windy here at the Twin Ovals as we restart in the middle. Bailey not first use. Mackenzie Willis, and kicked off the ground there by Cooper Sorty, but the ball's interrupted and it's heading forward for the Roos again. They go inside 50. Nice mark out in front from Sam Green. Trying to find an option, and that's gone straight to the man of the mark. Elijah Reardon gets the footy, gets it off to Lovell. First goal kick of the afternoon. Tigers work it forward once more. Bouncing on the painted 50, Lockie Watt, the milestone man last week. Tyler Carter gets it over the top to Burrows Cheng, and he has missed. So a little let off there for Clarence. The Tigers have their first behind of the afternoon.
Costly missed that one. 20 metres out directly in front. Needs to be taking those chances. He's a lively type, Burrows Cheng, but he'd like to have that one back. Really good speed of ball movement there from the Tigers, though. Flew off half back, 2 kicks, and they were deep inside 50. That'll be a good sign, as gathering this one is Cooper Sorty, but he's just scored it over the line by Kieran Howlett. Had a good game last week for the Roos. So a throw in and a chance again perhaps for Bailey to exert his dominance up against Sorty, the number 2 ruck, and a free kick's been spotted here off the ball. And it's going the way of Clarence, and it looks like it's going to go to Brady Jones.
Yes, the former state cricketer, of course. He pumps it up the line. Brady Jones goes to the wing. Nice mark from Elijah Reardon. Umpire will pay that. The aerial specialist, this man, an absolute screamer at this venue at the start of the season. Front page of the paper. Goes inside 50 again. Oh, nice try for the one-handed grab there by Clarence. I think it was James Holmes. Umpire will ball it up. Not too far from the Tigers' goal. 1-1-7, plays 1 straight 6. We've gone almost 7 minutes in this opening quarter. Up it goes. It's Carter and Bailey in the ruck. Jones got the quick handball out. James Holmes gets it off to his coach, Jeremy Webberley. Goes to the wing. Ball just fell a little too short of Green, I think it was. Ethan Jackson. Now Mackenzie Willis with the turnover. Look how silky smooth he is. Ball spills to ground. Umpire might pick a free kick out here, and has.
In the back.
Going the Tigers' way, so they'll get their chance to go back and have a shot on goal for their second of the afternoon, and it's Bessel that will take the kick. Alex Bessel.
It's just the 2 games for Bessel this year. It's been the last 2 starts for Kingborough, so a chance for him to leave his mark on this one. It was either going to be holding the ball or in the back, and the umpire opting for the latter. So Bessel will take a shot from 45 out. He's got the distance comfortably enough, but it didn't have the line and just drifts wide. Well, they're second behind, and the wind would seem to be at the Tigers' back here, judging by that kick.
Yeah, it seems that way, Drewy. Absolutely. So they bring it back in now, the Roos. Nice fly from behind. Mark not paid in the end. It was Griggs that flew for it. And now Wade Wall off to Josh Green. He's got the whole wing to himself here at the Twin Ovals. Handballs over the top. Now Sam Green gets it back to Josh Green, and now the Roos are going nicely here. Swinton drives it in long. Ball still bouncing in favour of the Tigers, and they work it out, but nice tackle at the last minute. It's still going to work favourably for the Tigers. No, they're held up. It was Burrows Cheng that was brought to ground. We'll have a ball up.
Good strong tackle from Keegan Wiley there, wrapping him up and just stopping that counter-attacking opportunity. Both teams looking to move the ball with speed early in this one. Didn't really favour either ruckman. Brady Jones dumped. Handball out wide. Forcing backwards. Good pressure there from Marcus Davies, but the Roos will come forward via their young gun, Davis. He sets it up. It's going to be paid the way of the Tigers, and they'll take it quickly now. Burrows Cheng swinging it out towards a vacant wing. Says go chase it. Some real purchase on that one though. Picked up by Webberley. He goes across to Howlett. Chipping a ball forwards and spying the link-up man Swinton. That's his 3rd mark already. And he's heading inside 50 once again, and it's a good kick that finds Neild. So Swinton really impressing in the opening moments as that hit up half forward real connector for this Clarence side. And he's going to have a shy into the wind. He punches this one to the top of the square, just holds up, but it's marked. And this will be a certain goal coming up for the Roos.
They're all great mark. And you're right, Drew. Can't miss this one. So we'll see Noah Holmes. He started on this ground last week in the school footy game. Kick 5. Will wander in now and get his first of the afternoon. He's hard to miss, the big man, and it goes through nicely. So Clarence has their second of the day. They take a 4-point lead here at the Twin Ovals.
Yeah, Noah Holmes said earlier leads the league in contested marks, and just add another one there. Real strong presence at the top of the goal square. Must be nice as a half forward or a midfielder to look up and just see that towering presence as a real focal point.
Absolutely. He's a gun of the competition. Brother of James, of course, who's playing down back today for Clarence. Played up forward a couple of weeks ago, James, and jagged a few goals, and said the coach got sick of him asking about it, so he gave him his chance and took it with both hands. So we restart in the middle here.
All up against College.
Yeah, well, College, the man in this afternoon, as Lovell was brought to ground, he might get the free kick, he does. And laid in for Marcus Gardner this afternoon, Max College. So Lovell in the ground, he's owned all year. Works it long, a lot of Clarence defenders back there. Burrows Cheng got the handball over the top. This one might be off the ground, it is. And a nice goal to Luke Graham.
Yeah, lovely work there from Graham. Clarence seemingly had the numbers. They had about 5 defenders around there, somehow spilled out the back of them. And the Tigers were waiting to pounce through Graham. He puts it through. He's a crafty small forward. It's his 10th goal of the season. He's the second highest goal kicker on their team behind the dangerous Tyler Carter. A real 1-2 punch in the forward line, the big small combination. And when it hits the deck, he's a real threat, Luke Graham.
He is indeed. So entertaining contest so far, this one. 4 goals kicked so far for the game. Gone almost 12 minutes.
Good flow to it, hasn't it? It's been nearly end to end. Both teams looking to take the game on an attack. That's what you like to see. It's thrown up in the middle once again. Anyone get the decisive break? Trying to get it forward was College. Only so far as Gardner. We'll swing it down with the handball. Tied up there. This could be holding the ball. The umpire will just opt to throw it up instead. On centre wing.
As we said, nice crowd in here. Of course, the limit increased yesterday, so a crowd of 1,000 can go to the TSL next weekend, which is great news as we see Elijah Reardon take a nice grab. Trying to find an option quickly, and does on the wing. Mark taken by Zach Adams, who's been in good form. Got himself injured last week, but no signs of that today. And this man too, speaking of good form, Will Campbell, gets the handball off quickly to Reardon. Dodges Holmes and goes long in the end. Pack forms. Spills it out the back, Carter. And it lands in the hands of Darcy Gardner, who works it up to his coach, Jeremy Whibley. But no, it is going the Tigers' way. So a chance to work it inside 50 again. They waste no time in doing so. Players fly everywhere. Chance for a shot on goal for the Tigers, and that is just offline to the right for a minor score.
Did well to get that kick away so quickly, and wasn't far away from finding the Tigers third of the afternoon. Clarence will go quickly here through Keegan Wiley. 21 disposals for him last week, 10 rebound 50s. A pretty impressive game. Such a key to the way they like to play out from the back with these long raking kicks. And they're on here, Clarence, as they storm through the middle. Darcy Gardner in the middle of the park. Goes back to go forwards, and then it's chipped up towards half forward. Josh Green the target. Spoiling from behind was the captain, Rice. And the Tigers should be able to take it away here. Burrows Cheng. Dicey handball that. Invited pressure. Redeems himself with a good tackle, and it's in dispute once again. Burgess is wrapped up and dumped. And there'll be a ball up at half forward. The pressure on. You don't have too long to get rid of the football here at the moment. Both teams showing good tackling intent. As the ball worked forward, trying to find his way through was Jackson. Took a couple on. Surely that's holding the football. And it is just a little ambitious there. It was Ethan Jackson.
Yep, just tried to do a little too much on that occasion as Reardon's kick. Little bouncing one in the end to Watt. who goes sideways. Picked up now by Griggs, who goes to half forward. No one there to take the mark. Ball bounces out the back. And now little ground grubber kick from Jace Bailey. And the Roos are out again. Got some time now. They put the kick up high and mark taken right on the wing. Almost gone 15 minutes in this opening term. Plenty on the line, as we said off the top of the broadcast today. Clarence win, they almost lock in that final spot. The Tigers need to win to stay alive after an impressive run of wins. And Ping there holding the footy. Of course, they're playing, as we said too, for the Gadomski Revolt Trophy. Really good cause. Matty's vision.
Griggs will swing them forward. Flies out the back. Anyone to pick it up. The Roos will try and take it away. Holmes just opting for the safety of the boundary line. Probably the wise option, given the Tigers players in close proximity to him there. And they'll set up for another ruck contest. Tyler Carter once again contesting in the forward line up against Big Bailey, and Carter wins this one down. Picking it up is Campbell. Bit off a bit more than he could chew there. Campbell, he's wrapped up and he's gone as well. So the tackling pressure from both sides has been a feature of this first quarter. And another holding the ball decision will go the way of the Roos.
Yeah, Will. Ryan Bailey off to Jeremy Webberley. Former Richmond player, of course, the coach. A nice mark out the back there to Donnelly. Now it's with the Tigers again. Bessel centres the footy to the skipper, Sam Rice. Handball's off to Davies. Davies tries to find a target at half forward. They work it, and that's gone out of bounds. Was it touched beforehand? Looks like it was. I have a boundary throw in. Said, good crowd in here. Beautiful day in Hobart. A little bit of wind about, as we said earlier. But those that are here are witnessing an exciting contest so far. 15 plays 12. So you approach quarter time. Out the back's Bailey. Nice little handball out quickly. Wiley was interrupted with his kick. It puts them under pressure now. Here's Lovell again. Can he get his second of the afternoon? It's just offline. Minor score.
Just letting him off the hook a little bit at the moment, the Tigers. They've missed a couple they should have taken. They feel they should probably have a little bit more of a lead than the 4 points they currently hold. With the wind slightly at their backs, we'll see if they're made to rue that. It's 12 goals, 5 they kicked last time the two teams met, but this time their accuracy eluding them as this one's picked up by Cooper Sorty. They'll work it forward with a tumbling ball just over the top there of Bilson. Is that a free kick to Watt? That's surely a high tackle, and it will be. Not happy with it is Harper, but has to be, and some remonstration afterwards makes this an absolute Monty.
Well, it's that man Tyler Carter, who he said has been in outstanding form for the Tigers this year, provided a real target up forward. And this one just goes through as easy as you like. And that creates a nice little buffer on the eve of quarter time. The Tigers move out to 3-4 to Clarence 2 straight.
Yeah, it's a real lack of discipline there to give away the 50. It wasn't going to be an easy shot for him in that pocket. It's been one area Clarence have struggled a little with this year. I think they're worst in the league for free kick differential. So that's not going to impress the coach Webberley out there too much.
No, he won't be happy with that, Jez Webberley. No doubt about that. Tigers have proven to be a real bogey team for Clarence too in recent times. We spoke about that with Jeremy Webberley during the week. They just haven't been able to get the wood open. I think they might have won here last year, but the record certainly has been in favour of the Tigers in their last few meetings as they work it forward again here. The black and the gold. Clarence, though, try and do their best work as Burrows Cheng puts it inside 50. Mackenzie Willis is lurking, so dangerous, we know that. Tyler Carter again. Didn't have the footy there, was disposed of by Bailey. Dangerous little spot here for the Clarence defence. The kick is away and they might be out of danger here just for the moment. Clarence. And we'll have a ball in, free kick.
He's pin Keegan Wiley there.
He's gone, so the Tigers will get a chance to have another forward entry here. as we count down to quarter time. Oh, fly from Willis. Here's Lovell, couldn't get it into his control. Shouts of holding the footy. Players dive on it. Can't get it out. We'll have a ball up.
Yeah, the pressure building. Good forward pressure tackling from the Tigers, trying to lock it in. They dearly love another before quarter time. They've been on top in this first quarter. Can they get some real reward on the scoreboard? There's a chance for Campbell. Campbell's out to Watt. His kick was smothered. Campbell again goes. Burrows Cheng in there. Now Lovell. Handball backwards. The Roos doing a good job just forcing him back, but a little ball from McCulloch. Finds a man all on his own in the pocket. That was Dygan. Still they scrap away, but Clarence hold on, and they should be able to clear the area now. As they work it up the line, can they... Oh, that's just got it away in time. Real dicey stuff. The pressure frenetic here at the moment from the Tigers, but Clarence have done really well to work their way through. Good intercepting mark taken by Lockie Griggs, and he turns and goes. Fumbled it though. Crucial moment. Elijah Reardon has been prominent off half back, and he just unleashes the barrel, if you don't mind. Elijah Reardon and marked by the big fella Carter in the forward pocket. Well, that's one way to do it, Brent.
Absolutely. How exciting is he when he's up and going, Elijah Reardon? And now this kick, important one too for Carter. Will give him a very, very handy buffer. We know they've probably got the wind here in the first quarter, the Tigers. What's he got for us, Tyler Carter? He works it pretty well, but just offline for a minor score. But, gee, that was an exciting piece of play, Drew.
Yeah, Elijah Reardon, you just got to love watching this man play. He takes the game on. He's a high flyer. He's an excitement machine. And he's having a pretty handy game so far in this first quarter. As Keegan Wiley drives this one flying high with Sam Green. The ruckman Bailey over the top. Again, the Tigers looking to win the ball back on halfway, just putting up a bit of a wall, but Clarence managed to find their way through on this occasion. Searching ball down the line, just stayed in, and it'll be a throw in half forward for the Roos. As we tick towards quarter time, can't be too long left in this first quarter as we almost reach 22-minute mark.
Yeah, it wouldn't be long left in these shorter quarters in 2020, of course. Interesting to see what the TSL does with that next year. If the AFL go back to the longer quarters, does the TSL stay with the shorter quarters? I know some of the coaches are enjoying the shorter quarters this year. So there'll be a decision made in the off-season on that, or a talking point at least. So we wait another boundary throw in. See Brady Jones on Kieran Lovell there to the left of screen as the ball comes back in. Gardner had it. Jackson and now Ryan Bailey. Oh, the mark fell right through Lockie Griggs' fingertips, and they managed to get the ball back though, but straight down the throat of Ethan Jackson, who's been in red-hot form for the Roos this year. That wasn't his best work though. Umpire said play on. Davies now, he's under pressure. Got the handball off just in time. Coming through was Propotny, and there is the siren, which ends an entertaining first quarter. And it is the Tigers that have the advantage at the first break. 3-5-23 to Clarence, 2 straight 12. Andrew Cooling, what did you make of the first quarter?
I think the Tigers would be pretty content with it. They've been the better side. We'll have to wait and see just how much the wind's impacting the contest. Suspect it probably is a couple of goal breeze, and really the Tigers probably should be ahead by more, really. Clarence were pretty good to get their 2 goals because they didn't go inside 50 all that often. It really was, after about the 10-minute mark of that quarter, all one-way traffic. The Tigers really dialing up the pressure, and Clarence are going to need to turn things around, especially at the coalface, because right now the Tigers are just winning that midfield battle.
Yeah, they certainly are, as you say. 8 scoring shots to 2. Probably needed to make more of their opportunities going inside 450, given they had the majority of that in the first quarter. So we'll see what Clarence has got for us with the wind after a short break. Back soon on the live stream. Welcome back to the Twin Ovals. Second quarter action coming your way on the live stream. Tigers 3-5-23, kicking with the aid of a strong breeze in that opening term. Clarence did well to get their 2 goals. From only limited inside 50s, Andrew Cooling. So, yeah, to come out with the 2 goals, not a bad result.
Yeah, they're generally a pretty efficient forward-line team, averaging one, I think every 3.37 inside 50s they generate a goal. Their opponent's 4.37, so they've got the edge in that area, Brent. Thanks for Premier Data for those fine numbers,
yes.
Of course, providing the stats for the TSL this year. And this could be a dream start here, a chance for Swinton. Had a great first quarter, but he just nurses this one to the right.
That would have been a fantastic start to the term for the Roos. Wasn't to be, though. Swinton, of course, won the game for the Roos up against Launceston in that really low-scoring affair at Windsor Park at the start of the season, or mid-season, as the Tigers bring it back in, kicking into the breeze, and that's a good grab. Umpire said play on, though. Bailey just tunneled it out and have a ball in.
We might look back on that first quarter and think 11 points is not a bad result for Clarence, just judging by the way that kick out held up in the breeze there.
Yes, no, absolutely. So in it comes again. Sorty and Bailey in the ruck. Ethan Jackson was there for the Roos. Try and work it out here. Here's Josh Green. So dangerous, so crafty. Josh Green has a look at goal. Offline.
Yeah, the wind again just taking it to the right. It was some lovely work from Green as this kick out. Oh, is that going to stay in? Just says the umpire. And he might have got away with one there.
Is.
And they're going to find it slightly difficult moving the ball forward. So if anything, this wind seems to have got stronger because it's taken them 2 kicks and they've not cleared the 50 yet. Eventually they'll try and work their way out, but he ran into a red wall, brought down by the big man, and he swings it to the top of the goal square. Plenty of Tigers back there, but fumbles the mark, and then off the ground a chance and a goal. In fact, is that Swinton again? It is. It's Swinton, and Clarence closed the gap.
Well, they were pressuring, weren't they? And they've got the result they're after. So we've had 3 shots on goal in the space of just under 2 minutes. So they've dominated the start of this second term. No, as we say, kicking with the aid of the breeze. But they look pretty dangerous at the moment, the Roos. So the work ahead of the Tigers here now. They still hold that 3-point lead. But it appears the Roos are on here in the second term.
Yeah, well, we saw Elijah Reardon launch one from half-back to the forward pocket in the first half. It's going to be slightly more difficult transitioning off half-back in this half for them, I think.
Absolutely.
And Clarence have already closed the gap to 3 points, so Jerry Weberley will be delighted with the response from his charges. And they'll look to make it count as the big men fly once again. He's just plain dropped that as Big Bailey and rightfully adjudged a free kick to the Tigers. Just trying the fend off. Couldn't quite get rid of the ball, so Mackenzie Willis will have it, and he steers this one towards half forward. Flying was Watt. Fell at the back for Weberley. Couldn't quite bring it under his spell. Brady Jones having his shirt ripped off. And then coming through was Jackson.
Not only his shirt, but his helmet's off as well.
And the free kick was paid to Watt in the midst of all that.
There you go.
So he'll chip this one into the forward pocket. A couple on the lead, and he picks out his teammate. And a chance here for Mackenzie Willis. It'll be a tough kick into the wind, though, and he's not confident with the distance, so he just opts to stand it up instead. It's a good option, but the big fella Carter, he couldn't hold it, but he'll get the free kick. A chop of the arms, and a good chance here for Tyler Carter, just to steady the ship early on.
Jace Bailey, experienced defender, just having a word with the umpire there. Not too happy with that free kick, I don't think, but again, Tyler Carter providing a good presence up for. Gets the handball off, though, to Willis. Willis's kick, though, way offline, and that's out of bounds on the full.
Jeez, the big full forward not backing himself in for that kick. That's
an interesting option, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I know Mackenzie Willis is in good form.
Willis is down too, and his haunches there.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. And look at the purchase on that ball. A good mark taken by Noah Holmes. He steers this one in the middle, finds Bailey. A blistering counter-attack here from the Roos. Proprotny sends it forward. It's a dangerous-looking kick, and it's marked down there. A chance for Karen Howlett, and with the wind at his back, the distance won't be a problem. He'll back himself in. He'll just want to aim this one out there, just stand it out at the left-hand goalpost and bring it back on the wind. Karen Howlett had a fine game last time around for Clarence. He comes in from 45. He started it straight and it drifts to the right.
Well, the Tigers might be ruining those 5 missed opportunities in the opening term. 3-5, 23 is Elijah Reardon, brings it back in. Plays 5 for it, but ball heads over the boundary line. Nice to see the Tigers and Clarence players in the purple socks too. Of course, that's the colour of Maddie's vision. So great cause here this afternoon. If you can support it, please do. Ryan Bailey just throws it on the boot. The kick was smothered though, and the mark not taken by the Tigers defenders. And Clarence have a look at goal again, and that one is online. The Roos get another, and they're looking very dangerous here in this second term.
Yeah, the key I think is just aiming at that behind post really. The wind really pushing it across. A quick snap out of the pack. And Clarence take the lead, and I think we're really starting to notice the absence of Marcus Gardner because big Ryan Bailey is starting to dominate around the ground right now.
Yeah, he is. He's providing a real presence, isn't he? The big man. He's been in ripping form for Clarence this year. So causing some real headaches for Trent Baumler and his coaching staff at the moment is Ryan Bailey. So 4-point lead now. Clarence making the most of this breeze that they're kicking with in this second term. They work it forward again. Brady Jones trying to get the handball out sneakily, but Tigers do well to stop it. Only for a moment though. Davis, Propotny's there, applies the tackle on Griggs. Umpire still hasn't blown the whistle, does eventually for a ball up.
So the Roos just starting to exert their will on this contest right now. The Tigers need to stem the bleeding because Clarence have started fast with the wind at their backs. Another decisive hit from Big Bailey. It spills out into space. Chasing out after this one is Swinton. He's been influential so far. Handball was a good one. Found the Boosh, and Booshner still going. Booshner beats one, beats two, snaps for goal. Zach Booshner put it wide. It would have been a spectacular goal.
Almost goal of the year, just about. That was very impressive from the Big Bush. Dodging and weaving and looking real good.
Very dexterous for a big guy.
Absolutely. He can play, that's for sure. Kick-in's a good one for the Tigers. They hit the target and move it forward quickly. But Clarence are there to chop it off. Propotny held up, and that might be a high tackle. Umpire said no. A little stiff there. So views slightly obstructed by the sheds, and Davis takes the mark. Of course, played in school footy last weekend as well. Webley, clever little kick inside, and Sam Green will go back and have a look at goal.
Just slicing them apart right now, Clarence. The Tigers struggling to get it past half back. That second contest after a kick-in really causing problems for him, and Clarence could have an 11-point lead if Sam Green can kick truly here. He comes in for goal. Slide angle from 45. Driving it, and once again, just standing it out to the right and failing to learn the lessons from teammates here at the moment, Clarence.
That's true, and you want to make these count. You never know what's going to happen at the end of the game, and you don't want these to come back and hurt you. Brady Jones, beautiful punch down, kneeled, had it, but turned over by the Tigers. They worked the boot to ball, mark taken there by Riley Ashland. Debut last week against Glenorchy. Did pretty well. Goes to the wing, and umpires played a push here. Advantage paid as well, and they're off and racing here, the Tigers. They go through the middle here at the Twin Ovals. Bouncing ball. Will be mopped up by Webley. He switches play. Dangerous kick. Mark not taken. Elijah Reardon cleverly paddles it to himself. Elijah Reardon lines it up, and that's a beautiful goal. Elijah Reardon.
Yeah, great response there, and making Webley pay for a rare error there. It was a poor decision to go back into that part of the ground, and Elijah Reardon had just snuck forward, and he makes them pay and squares it up here at the 9-minute mark of the second quarter. And they needed that one at the Tigers. They hadn't gone forward too often this quarter, and when they do, they're going to need to make it count. We saw Clarence do that in the first quarter, which just allowed them to hang in there, and taking chances is going to be absolutely vital. But touch of class from Elijah Reardon. That's what he offers this side.
Real shootout here. If only the teams are kicking straight, hey? It's 4-5 apiece now. Almost 10 minutes gone in this second term. Entertaining contest. A lot on the line, as we say. As we restart in the middle, Wade Wall into the ruck. Here's Campbell. Ball thrown on the boot of the Tigers. Mark not taken out in front. Umpire's paid the free kick though. And that may be 50 against Brady Jones. It is. He had the kick after it was called by the umpire. So the Tigers now will get a shot probably 30 metres out, you'd have to think, and directly in front of goal. It looks like it'll be Marcus Davies. No, he's passing that one off. And to take the kick will be Max College, who of course was the late inclusion this afternoon. Max College in for Marcus Gardner. And this will be a gimme goal now for the Tigers off the back of some ill discipline from Brady Jones. And it comes, and don't tell me. Oh boy. Oh dearie me.
Well, I was going to say it was a coach killer giving away the 50 metres, but that kick for goal, coach killer packed the other way. A real reprieve there, and look at the purchase on that kick. Just launch it, quick handball from Green. A couple of disposals, and they've worked it all the way to full forward. And a mark taken. Cameraman couldn't keep up with it. They moved it that quickly.
It's the great Chris Neal taking the mark in the end.
2 kicks and they're at full forward. That was massive. To launch out from the back, and this would really, really make College pay the price and rue that miss. This is the old 2-goal turnaround right here. So a chance for Chris Neal to come in, kick his first of the day. He's kicked 10 goals in just 4 games this year. And he learnt the lesson. He started out to the left and steers it home. And Clarence take the lead back in this one. Max College, oh dear, he's going to be feeling bad right now.
Yeah, he knew straight away too. Hand went on the heads, and knew straight away that his kick was offline. But great response from Clarence at the opposite end. Chris Neal, great to see him back playing TSL footy. Missed the start of the season, was unsure if he's going to play this year, but has come back and has been fantastic. This, of course, against his old team this afternoon too. Used to play for the Tigers. So he will enjoy that goal, that's for sure. So we rate the restart in the middle. It's the Roos back out to a 5-point lead. Ball didn't really go to anyone then, but here's Will Campbell. Gets the kick away. It's going wide. No, mark not taken in the end. They work it forward now, the Tigers. Ball bouncing out. It was Watt who got the handball out, and nice mark taken back with the flight Keegan Wiley. The kick was intercepted though. Webberley almost turned it over. Did well though, got the handball back out. Bouncing ball. Wiley does well again just to read the play, and dangerous kick, but it works okay for Davis. Ollie Davis handballs over the top to Ethan Jackson. Now Sam Green off to Jackson, who's under pressure. Got his kick away in time though. Inside 50 for the Roos. Mark not taken by Holmes. Rice was there. And they work it out to defence through Marcus Davies.
Davies just stands this one up, and they can go here through Zach Adams. He sends it towards the wing. They've got runners out. A chance for Dygan. Just held up well though. Assesses his options, and the Clarence zone will go back and get set. Didn't see anything he liked. So in the end he just finesses one out to Marcus Davies, who'd run hard to present an option. Davies looks up and will just again opt to chip it short down the line. Some control here, perhaps not a bad idea from the Tigers, just to settle things down a little bit. The faster pace of the game suiting Clarence for the time being. He drives it to half forward. It was a poor kick though, and the Bush was there, Zach Buchner, and he drives them in the middle. It's a lovely kick from Buchner. Handball was a poor one for Jackson though, had to turn back and get it. Now he heads towards half forward. Searching ball, should be picked up down there by Donnelly. Had some support. They work it down the line. Good contest there. Jackson doing well defensively, then picks up his own spoil. Handballs it out wide. Had a receiver riding shotgun. And it's just rolled out the ball there, Drew? Well, just a slight problem with the shed now, there, Brent?
Not an ideal position, is it, for the box there to be, but that's okay. We will plough on as we await the throw-in. So it's Sorty in the ruck, and there's one down by the Roos in the end. Here's Davis, who's had plenty of it in this second term. Tries to spot a target. Ball bouncing. Campbell just pushed it forward and another boundary throw in. It's almost 15 minutes gone now. 5:35, 4:6:30. Game living up to all the hype that's been built up this week. Plenty on the line. Tigers looking to stay in touch with the top four, and Clarence looking to lock themselves into that top four. Davis wrapped up, handball to Webley. Webley off to Jones. Brady Jones right from the boundary. Would have been an awesome goal from the Dom Sheed pocket. Not this time.
Officially the Dom Sheed pocket.
Absolutely. Any ground in Australia, it is the Dom Sheed pocket.
Look, fair enough. It was about as clutch as you get, and that was nearly a spectacular goal from Brady Jones, fighting it against the wind there. So they've really struggled kicking the ball out in this second quarter, and again, they get themselves in a bit of trouble, the Tigers. Fighting through it was Mackenzie Willis, and they might have got out this time. Elijah Reardon just left it behind. Brady Jones jumping on it, and then Reardon wrapping him up, and we'll have a ball up on the half-back flank. Clarence leading this one by 1 goal as we tick towards half-time. It's been a gripping contest. The stakes high in this one. The Tigers must win to keep their finals hopes alive. Worked forward. Could have been a holding free kick played, but allowed to go on, and the Tigers will swing it towards half-forward. Just held up in the wind, though. William Campbell hit the deck. Didn't get the decision he was after. And Clarence now, again with some space down the wing. They're working it towards half-forward. Searching kick to a one-on-one. 450. Presenting up, that was Holmes, but nicely done by Blake McCulloch to spoil it. He's had an impressive year, Blake McCulloch. And 6th in the league for spoils, and he adds another one there to see it away from Holmes.
So, expect this quarter to go a little while. It's been a few goals kicked, of course. And it comes again. Out the back was Green. Rice tries to get the handball away, but was wrapped up in the Josh Green tackle, and will have a ball up.
Did a great job faking the intent to want to get rid of it there, didn't he?
He did. So, sunshiny day here in Hobart. Beautiful conditions for footy. Wind though, players are battling with that at the moment. Mackenzie Willis got the handball away, but we have another boundary throw in. Great to see Mackenzie Willis back in the TSL. Come down from Queensland, former Gold Coast Sun. All back in now. Just one down by the Tigers, and they managed to get the kick away, but only as far as Keegan Wiley. He's been in good form. Really been a big part of this Clarence team for a long time now. Neil couldn't hang on to the mark. Tigers get it through Adams now. They go to the wing. And out the back, Holmes tried to get the footy. He's dived onto the top of, though, but umpire said no. And another ball up.
A few shouts from the locals for holding the ball decision there, but never really looked particularly likely. So ruck contest on the wing. Bailey wins that one down well. Gave Davis good service. And they scrap away and have another repeat ball up here. And he's really come into it in the second half as big Ryan Bailey, taking full advantage of Marcus Gardner's absence. And he's up against the late change here in College. Did well to win that one though, College. Won it down and they'll work it forwards. Good spoil by Bushner. He's had a good second quarter. Picked up there. Oh. And that's going to be a high free kick, surely. Absolutely all over him was Luke Graham. And the free kick will go the way of Baker Smith. And he swings it all the way to fullback as they look to operate the switch here. Across to Kieran Howlett. There's a couple of options on short. Didn't like them, so heads further afield down the line. 2-on-1 there. Favoured the Tigers, and Marcus Davies intercepted.
Bit going on here.
Bit going on off the ball. The moment Davies has it, he went inside. Zach Adams switches it into the middle of the park for College. They chip it towards half forward. Now they send it long in the big full forwards direction, and Tyler Carter couldn't quite bring that one down. It was a tough one as the Tigers look to level things up before half time.
Yeah, it wouldn't be too long to the siren now. Gone 19 minutes and 12 seconds in this second term. And we've got a contest here. Grandstand finish coming up in the second half. 5-6-36 to 4-6-30. Here's Bushner. Holmes went for the big tackle. And umpire says, I'll have it, gents. Plenty of other action around the state today. Grand final rematch at UTAS Stadium. North Lonnie and Lauderdale, and Launceston at home at Windsor Park to North Hobart, as we see a behind there. So the Tigers move to 4-7-31. 5-point lead now for the Roos. They work it inside the centre square. Big fly from all players, but Swinton's the man coming through the middle of the twin ovals, bursting through. Can they get another one here before half-time? Clarence Neal bursting out, gets rid of an opponent, falls over in the end and has been pinged for holding the footy. He has indeed.
Alex Bessel with a great tackle there. That was a crucial one-on-one. Don't want Clarence. He has been hurt in the process.
Winded, you'd think, or looks like he's holding his wrist. Or
no, very gingerly.
Marcus Davies will take the kick anyway.
Yeah, it looks like it might be a wrist. He's hobbling off there, looking limp-wristed, so that'll be a concern for the second half. We'll have a look at that one in the half-time break. So Marcus Davies sends them down the line. It just holds up on centre wing. Flying over the top was Bailey. Handball out from Jackson. Found his way to Webberley. Slightly high-looking tackle, but got away with it. We'll have another ball up. Half forward for Clarence. Dying embers of the first half. It's a do-or-die clash for the Tigers. They trail by 5 points. A strong wind at Clarence back again. One down by the Clarence ruckman. Harper in there. He's immediately besieged by a pair of Tigers. Zachary Adams wrapping him up, the youngster. Stayed under 18 rep last year. Good, tough tackler. So Ryan Bailey won it down. That could be in the back against Dygan. And it is. So a free kick for Clarence and perhaps one last chance for them here.
Yep, they'd love one before half-time as Harper goes to the top of the square. Mark not taken. Punched away, in fact, in the end. And the Tigers do well. Reardon, little ground grubber kick. Worked okay in the end for Davies. Off to Adams. Reardon will get it back. Just bursting through. Taken very high by Holmes. And the umpire spots the free kick. Hard to miss that one. He'll go back and take it. Elijah Reardon gets the handball off quickly to Davies. A Carlton player, of course. Goes to half forward. And Mark taken by Riley Ashland. Looking for something. I want to work it quickly. Wouldn't be too much longer left here on the clock before half-time. Roos go forward, but good mark taken by Davies again. On the wing here at the Twin Ovals. We said off the top of the show today, hasn't been a happy hunting ground for them, their home ground in 2020. All three of their wins coming on the road against Clarence, North Hobart and Glenorchy.
Yeah, 0-4 at home, not a record any team wants, is it? As the halftime siren sounds here at the Twin Ovals, and a gripping first half encounter. Both teams controlling one quarter of the action with a pretty strong wind at their backs. Clarence have reined in the 11-point deficit to lead by 5 points at the main change, but all still to play for in the second half. And really, pretty even match. Both teams had the better of a quarter. Clarence maybe just shading things, but both teams perhaps a little wasteful at times, Brent.
Oh, big time, absolutely. What were Clarence at quarter time? 2 straight 12, so they've put on, 3 goals, 6 that quarter. They would have loved to have kicked a little straighter. So were the Tigers in the first. So there's the goal kickers on your screen. Kieran Lovell, Luke Graham, Tyler Carter and Elijah Reardon, all one apiece for the Tigers, and for Clarence, Josh Green, Noah Holmes, Luke Swinton, Chris Neild and one we don't have up there at the moment. But, yeah, look, plenty to play for in the second half. It's lived up to all expectations so far, so I can't wait to see who comes out on top, Drewy.
Yeah, absolutely. Plenty of feeling in there too. Lots of scraps off the ball, lots of tough tackling. You can see what it means to both sets of players. They know that they have to win, the Tigers, if they're going to play finals, whilst Clarence can put 1 foot into the top 4 with a win today. The stakes are high, and it bodes very well for the second half here.
Tigers won't be upset in the position they're in either. They've come from behind against North Hobart and Glenorchy last week, so they know how to do it, and the job is ahead of them, of course. I'd love to keep in touch with that top 4. We'll take a short break here on the live stream for half-time and be back with a big second half very soon. Welcome back to the Twins, Saturday afternoon TSL. We are going down to the wire on this one, I reckon. At the moment, it's Clarence leading 5-6-36 to the Tigers 4-7-31. Brent Costello alongside Andrew Cooling. And Drew, great opening half, wasn't it? Entertaining.
Yeah, really entertaining contest, end-to-end. Both teams playing pretty attacking football. The wind prominent. The Tigers, they're going to want to build probably a 2 to 3 goal lead in this quarter if they're going to be any chance to hold out come the final. As Mackenzie Willis handballs it out there to Burrows. Cheng lofts one forward to Ford, spoiled away. Wrapped up down there was Davis, quite in the first quarter, but lifted his output in the second, did the young star. Such a real key mover for this Clarence team is Ollie Davis. Both rucks just let that one bounce in the end. Suspiciously like a throw that. Jackson gets somewhat of a kick out before Kieran Lovell just check sides that one forward. Down there was Keegan Wiley, immediately besieged, and he'll be wrapped up in the forward pocket.
So 5-4 in the opening half. Clarence kicking against the breeze this quarter as Jace Bailey, a veteran of this Clarence team, just tried to keep the ball in. And we'll have a throw in right in the pocket here. There, the goal kickers for Clarence in the first half: Neild, Josh Green, Oscar Propotny, Luke Swinton and Noah Holmes. And for the Tigers, it was Lovell, Reardon, Graham and Carter. There is that man, Tyler Carter, got a hand on the footy as Davis is wrapped up again. Another ball up.
Yeah, with Gardner out, we've seen the big man Carter taking the ruck contest in the forward 50 throughout this game for the Tigers, and he contests again up against Bailey, but Clarence will clear the area. Couldn't quite take the mark down there. Swinton, who had an outstanding first half, and he's saying, well, you can't ping me for holding the ball. I'm not actually holding it. There's the ball up. Both teams struggled a little bit coming out from half back in the first half. The ruck split the contest there. Driving through was Davis. Loves the contested game, this young man. And just an inside ball. 5th in the league for tackles, which is pretty impressive for such a young player. Certainly look forward to the draft night. We might just hear his name called, you suspect. He works this one forward again, does Davis. Has that one managed to stay in? Not quite. It's going to be a Tigers ball on centre wing.
Nice crowd in here at the Twins, as we said earlier. Beautiful day for footy. Bit of wind about, but everyone here looks like they're enjoying themselves in the sunshine as the ball lands inside 50. Here's Brady Jones. Handballs out, only as far as the Tigers player. Gets boot to ball, and they have a shot at goal here. It's going to run across the face and dribble out of bounds.
Be a better result than a behind there anyway. Chance to lock it in here. Tough to clear the defensive 50, and the Tigers did a pretty good job in that first quarter locking it in, getting those forward pressure tackles going. So again, that's going to be the full forward up against the ruckman. Just taking it out of the ruck there was Tyler Carter. His snapshot, he's away to the left though. Couldn't quite direct it. Threatening there. What was the big man? I suppose that's the advantage you'll have in the ruck contest.
Yeah, no doubt Trent Baumlett too spoke about the missed opportunities they had in the opening term, the Tigers. They want to make the most of this breeze in the third term. Good mark by Lockie Griggs. He wastes no time in playing on. He overshoots the kick though, and Clarence will receive it. So it's Baker Smith with the footy. Goes the short kick. It wasn't a good one in the end. It goes straight to a Tiger. Clarence do well to get it back though through Webberley. Put themselves under enormous pressure now here though, the Roos, and umpire says I'll have it.
Yeah, young Baker Smith there, showing a little of his inexperience with that short kick in. Don't mind trying to control it a little more because the long kick's tough coming out of the defensive 50, but put his teammate under all sorts of pressure. The Rucks compete. Picking it up there was Bushno. He's immediately wrapped up, and Smith will just escort this one over the line in the forward pocket. Tigers pushing early. Clarence will be more than happy for this one to just stay in a holding pattern as long as they're not conceding goals. If they can keep it really within about 15 points at three-quarter time, they'll back themselves come the final change. Bailey couldn't get his kick away. Charging through again, Davis, but wrapped up. It's tight. It's congested right now. Neither team giving an inch. They know what's at stake here. The Tigers must win this game to keep finals hopes alive. Bailey flicked it out the back. Campbell trying to burrow his way through. Clarence players appealing for a holding the ball decision. Nothing doing. And both teams just struggling to clear the ruck contest at the moment. It's just rinse and repeat.
It is indeed. Up it goes again. Carter got first use of it. Now Davis got boot to ball only as far as Adams. It just bounced a little awkwardly for him though. Ends up in Harper's hands, who got the handball out to Weberley. His quick hands to Davis. Back to Weberley. Harper. Mackenzie Willis is there, but Harper does well to burrow it out. Kropotny. Davis again, who's had absolute heaps of it this afternoon. Cut off by Holmes, and now Green runs into Elijah Reid and brick wall. Lovell does well. A silky smooth mover to Adams. Adams tries to spot a target. He's looking for Carter. Couldn't bring down the mark. And free kick against Tyler Carter will go to Keegan Wiley, who goes backwards. And now bring it out of defence again is Baker Smith, whose kick was not marked by Holmes. And too high, says the umpire. So James Holmes will have the free kick.
Yeah, William Campbell just slipping that one up over the shoulder. As Clarence will send this one down the line. Searching ball. Tigers fly. Kick going backwards there towards half forward. In dispute, attacking the ball. A scything run through the middle there. Good work from Gardner, and they'll work it forward here to Clarence. It's a long kick. It favoured Neal. He couldn't quite bring it down. He gathers it at ground level. Chris Neal, big chance here for the Roos. He bends it back on the breeze. And just got a little of the post in the end.
Not happy.
It wasn't far away.
It was a good effort, wasn't it? Under pressure. But not on this occasion for Chris Neal. So Reardon, the excitement machine, puts it to the wing, finds a target but just overshoots it. And the Roos get it out the back door. Weberley now. Davis again. And now strong tackle, but Tigers win the footy back. Here's Watt. Played his 100th game for the Tigers last week, Lockie Watt. And now Graham gets it off to Lovell. Umpire's blowing the whistle though. It's going to come back to, looks like Clarence free kick to Baker Smith.
Didn't quite spot that one.
No, I didn't spot that one either, Drew. So regardless, the Roos will have the footy. They work it forward again. So Reardon, just a beautiful one-handed mark. He reeled it in perfectly. He is very, very exciting to watch. A ripping goal in the first half as well. Willis was interrupted with the mark, and Davis again bursting through as Willis didn't have the footy in the end. The Roos get it out though. Kropotny, and now Weberley from the Ryan Bailey handball, kneeled and out of bounds.
I just need to investigate if Ollie Davis brought his own football out of the half-time sheds. He has got this ball on a string right now.
He's not stopped getting it, has he? He's a star of the future.
He's had probably 6 or 7 touches in the first 8 minutes of this third quarter. He has been highly prominent, young Ollie Davis. As the ruckman heads this one down, Darcy Gardner handballs it to Weberley. He's got some time to assess his options. Chips into the forward pocket. Can he keep it in? Contesting there was Holmes, but it did just drift out of play, so the Tigers will take over in the back pocket. Oops, to just chip this one short. Found Zach Adams. And Adams launches this one long down the line. Plenty of bodies fly at that one. Decisive fist forward. And a free kick's been spotted by the umpire. Bit of a shirt grab, I think. It's going the way of Elijah Reardon. Plenty happening off the ball, and a 50 blown as well, and this will take Elijah Reardon within scoring range. So ill discipline has cost Clarence a couple of times in this one and presents another opportunity for Elijah Reardon here.
Yeah, three times I reckon that is now. They got that goal, didn't they, the Tigers, and then
should have been a second when College missed that one from 10 metres out.
Yep.
And it might well cost them here. Elijah Reardon He's a good kick. Well within his range. So can he put the Tigers back in front here? From 45, he lets fly. He sent it straight through the middle. That's a lovely kick from Elijah Reardon. And the Tigers reclaim the lead.
Absolutely. Making the most of their chance there, which is what they need to do. So it puts them back in front, 5-8-38 to 5-7-37. 10 minutes gone in the third quarter, the premiership quarter, of course. So they just need to keep doing that to get themselves a handy lead going into the final change before Clarence, we think, will kick with that win in the final term. So well done to Elijah Reardon. That's 2 goals now off some ill discipline for the Roos, so need to work on that as we restart in the middle. And Jackson, nicely done by the Roos. Coming through was Jones, but it's picked up in the end. They move it forward, bouncing ball. Big man Wade Wall goes to ground. They get it out now. Here's Propotny. Goes to the top of the square. Joshy Green's under it and takes the nice mark. Well done, Josh Green. And this one would be a bitter blow at the opposite end for the Tigers after doing well to get that goal at the other end.
Really intelligent play from him there, wasn't it? Just held off Rice, protected the space in front of him and allowed it to drop. Real nous there from Josh Green.
Yep, absolutely. He's got all the smarts, obviously. A great career in the AFL. Firstly with the Brisbane Lions and then with Essendon. And he wanders now to try and get his team back the lead. Josh Green on his trusty right boot has pushed it left for a minor score. So they're all tied up again. 5-8-38 apiece here at the Twin Ovals.
So Elijah Reardon. Oh, a rare option going short there. They've generally just bombed it long from the kick-outs. We'll do it with the second kick. Oh, dangerous kick though, inviting danger. Jackson was there. Fell up the back, wouldn't quite sit for Darcy Gardner. Umpire spotted a shirt grab though. It's going to be a free kick going the way of Dygan, who just chips it into the forward pocket, and Green's got it again. He sneaks off Rice, and he'll have another shot. A more difficult one, this one for Josh Green, but we'll see if he can do better than his last effort.
Well, he knows how to kick a goal. We know that. Kicked them all around Australia in the AFL, so let's see what he's got for us here. Tight angle. Little superstar on Clarence. Back in the TSL this year, of course. Josh Green has pushed that one left as well, and a minor score. So Clarence take the lead again by a point, 5-9 to 5-8. On 12, nearly 13 minutes in this third quarter as Elijah Reardon brings it back out into play for the Tigers. Mark spilled by Graham. Got it off to Willis, who was taken high by Sam Green. And Willis wants to play on quickly, but just holds up for a moment. He drives it to half forward, and that's not his best kick. Be a boundary throw in.
And just pushing that one out of play. Just hesitated. Assessed his options there. Did Mackenzie Willis. Tigers quite moving the ball at the same speed as they did in the first quarter with the wind at their backs. As the ball thrown in here. Picked up by that man, Mackenzie Willis. Did well to get a handball out. Marcus Davies pumps it forward, but it's a good mark. Taking the relieving mark in defence there. And a chance to just settle things down for the Roos. He's got a man on in Jones. Went in his direction. Well defended by the Tigers. Another throw in. And Clarence still holding sway. We've gone past the halfway mark of this second quarter, so the Tigers need to get moving. They need to build themselves a bit of a lead here. If it's anywhere close to even at three-quarter time, it's going to be advantage to Clarence's. This one's one down. Brady Jones with a quick kick out of the congestion. Chiseling ball straight through the hands, though, of Bushner. Didn't matter as it happened, and now Howlett from half-back chips it centrally. It was a poor kick from Howlett, though. Made Swinton do a lot of work. Charging through was Bushner. Releasing handball out wide to Wiley. Usually uses the ball well, Keegan Wiley. He's got a lovely raking boot, and he punches this one low. Good spoil there from Burrows Cheng, and out for a throw in at half forward.
Scoring's dried up a little bit, hasn't it, since the opening quarter? Had a bit of a shootout. Weren't kicking straight both sides, but putting some scores on the board, but they've become rarer as the match has gone on. So when it comes again, Tigers work it forward, and Wiley, a rare fumble there, missed the mark. Little handball out from Tilly, and the umpire says, I'll have it. As you can see there, very healthy crowd in here. I think I can see the shadow sports minister, David O'Byrne, there in the front row. Good to see him at the footy.
He loves his local sport, O'Byrne. You'll often see him around the local grounds.
Well, former superstar of the competition as well. The great man, as mark's taken by Noah Holmes. Plays on quickly. Goes inside 50. Propotny tried to wait for the kick. Here's Josh Green. Turns around. Gets the handball away. Wade Wall off to Propotny. Oscar Propotny is offline. Clarence doing well here though. 5-10-40. They've got the 2-point lead. They're going to have the win in the final term. Tigers now out of the back line. They're just mucking around with it a little bit, and that's what happens when you do. Goes straight down the throat of a Clarence player, and this time it's Keegan Wiley. We have a shot here. Let's see what he does. He's got a few options, but he ignores most of them. And Keegan Wiley will back himself in here. Kicking into the wind. And he comes. He goes for the short option in the end and hits the target beautifully. And Swinton's taken the mark. So he'll have a shot now on an angle. And kick from about 30 metres out.
That was really well done from Keegan Wiley. Wiley by name, Wiley by nature there. Just was never going to have a shot into that wind from 50 out. Waited, found Swinton. 8 crucial seconds off the clock, kicking to the more difficult end. Although Clarence making it look easier in this third quarter as Swinton will have a shy for his second of the afternoon. He comes in and drives it straight through the middle. And Clarence with a bit of breathing room now. They're taking control of this contest. And the home side with it all to do. They trail by 8 points, and Luke Swinton has had an excellent afternoon here at the Twin Ovals.
He has, absolutely. And yeah, you're right, Drewy. Clarence doing all the right things here at the moment. All the pressure is going to be on the Tigers now.
They've just been a bit reluctant to go, I've felt, in this quarter. They're finagling around the back half, going to these short kicks. They've got the wind at their backs. You're getting 60 metres on your kicks. You saw Reardon launch one about 65 before.
Yep.
Just need to get the ball moving a little bit, I think. This is really suiting Clarence, the stop and start style, because they're the better contested side.
Absolutely. They need a goal here before three-quarter time. The Tigers to stay in touch. As Bailey gets boot to ball out of the ruck. Mark not paid. Here's Lovell. Been probably a little quieter than we've seen in previous weeks today, Kieran Lovell. And Mark taken by Burrows Cheng. He looks to go inside 50. And the ball spills out the back and kept in though by Carter. Eventually it's out of bounds though. Yeah, Kieran Lovell, Drewy, is sort of hasn't been everywhere like we've seen him in previous games.
First 10 minutes really jumped out of the
Yeah,
box
he did.
and looked like he was picking up
Kicked
where he
the
left
opening
off.
goal.
But
Yep.
they've really locked down on him well, and they're certainly winning the midfield battle at the moment. They need something here to the Tigers. They've got to get some reward as this one's chipped forward, but it's turned over again. It's going to be hard to see them overhauling a deficit, kicking into the wind in the final quarter. They really have to find a couple of goals in red time here in the third. Clarence in command, and Webberley
Good mark.
takes a good mark, and he'll just continue to control things. The game completely on the Roos terms right now. And this man, Ryan Bailey, his influence has been prominent this afternoon. He swings this one along to centre wing. Flying high and bringing it down. Big Wade Wall, ruckman to ruckman. And good hands there from the big man.
Yeah, that's what he can do. Been a part of this Clarence team for a while now, Wade Wall, and the kick's not his best on that occasion, out of bounds on the full. So the Tigers will get the chance here to go forward again and try and cut this deficit back before three-quarter time. Elijah Reardon with the footy. Finds an option short. It's Lovell. Handball's off and flirt with the boundary line, but they keep it in well here. But Clarence end up with the footy through Webberley. His kick falls short of its target. Bailey. Now Willis turns it over. Is this the chance the Tigers need? Nope. Gobbled up by Davis. He goes and switches it to James Holmes. Finds a target in Howlett. So Clarence just in control here at the moment at the Twin Ovals in this important TSL fixture. A win this afternoon would almost lock them in for a final spot, the Roos. And that would be a surprise from what we thought at the start of the season, Andrew Cooling. Thought this might be a tough year for the Roos, where they continue to rebuild, but they've surprised everyone with how well they've played. They've done really, really well in 2020.
Yeah, the youngsters have really done a good job, and we've seen them today. And this man, chief amongst them, Davis, his kick was a poor one on this occasion. Unfortunately, just picking out big Tyler Carter is working a long way up the ground to try and get involved. And showing some nimble feet there, the big man. And then he launches it deep inside 50. That's more of what they need. Out the back, big chance here, and they pull one back. A big goal there for Max College. He cuts the margin to 2 points, and they badly needed that one, Brent.
Yeah, they did. Well called, Drew. But College, as you mentioned, was a late inclusion this afternoon for Gardner, and they all get around him. So, much desperately needed goal there for the Tigers. 2 point margin now. Won't be long to go in this quarter. Not too many goals kicked.
They finally went direct.
They did, yeah.
The big man who's been stuck isolated at full forward said, I'm going to push up the ground, just impose myself on the contest here and bang it in the way I wish it was being banged into me. And with this wind, it's so hard to get out of half back. I don't know why they've gone away from it. Maybe Clarence's structures off the ball have been really good. I'm not sure, but that's more of what they need. They've not taken advantage in this third quarter. And Clarence, 2 point lead, but probably more than that given the conditions.
Crowd getting involved here too now. We heard the Tigers supporters at KG5 last Sunday got right into the game and became a big part of it, and they certainly are up and about then after that goal to College as Bailey won it down. Jones threw himself at the footy. I'd love another one here if they've got time, the Tigers, just to give themselves some momentum, but the siren beats them. And that is three-quarter time here at the Twin Ovals. Clarence take a 2 point lead into the final change, 6-10-46 to the Tigers, 6-8-44. So it's going to be tough work here for the Tigers if they're going to win this game. Kicking into the breeze, coming from behind, but what are your thoughts, Drew? Can they do it?
Look, they might have won the quarter on the scoreboard there, the Tigers, but in terms of the match, you'd say Clarence won that quarter. They did really well to limit the damage. They've got the lead now going in to the third quarter. It's going to be very tough sledding for the Tigers now. Clarence, I think they'd be absolutely delighted with that third quarter. Their midfield really stood up. Thought Ollie Davis was spectacular in that third quarter. Swinton continued his strong work. And Josh Green didn't get the scoreboard reward, but he's starting to make his presence felt in that forward line too.
Absolutely. Let's have a look at the goal kickers. 2 goals to Elijah Reardon, 1 to Kieran Lovell, Luke Graham, Tyler Carter and Max College. And for Clarence, 2 goals to Luke Swinton and singles to Chris Neild, Josh Green, Oscar Propotny and Noah Holmes. So that's three-quarter time here at the Twin Ovals. Plenty to play for in this game. Clarence lead it by 2. What have the Tigers got for us in the final term? We're back to find out in a short moment. Welcome back to the Twin Ovals. TSL action for round 11. It's the home team, the Tigers, with all the work to do here in the last quarter. They trail by 2 points. Clarence 6-10-46, the Tigers 6-8-44, but kicking against the breeze in this final term. So we think, Andrew Cooling, that Clarence may run out this one as winners.
Yeah, they're certainly the favourites heading into this final term. The Tigers going to need to turn it around. Clarence dealt with the win pretty well in that third quarter. The Tigers will need to do likewise here. They've got it all to do as we begin the final term in this big match. Immediately wrapping up, there's Ethan Jackson.
Pushing the back.
And he's dumped him in the back. So a free kick and an early chance for the Tigers to swing it forward through their star, Mackenzie Willis. He drives this one into the forward line. Spoil over the top. Clarence should be able to take the ball away. Wiley found Harper. Now the ball back in dispute. Interesting way of getting that forward. Fell to Lovell, who swings it to a centering position. Dangerous ball. Carter couldn't quite bring it down. Charging through is Webley. Commanding stuff there from the Clarence coach, and his kick was a pretty good one. Might have been chopping the arms. Play allowed to continue. Elijah Reardon immediately wrapped up. He's just got rid of it. He was given a while by the umpire there, Elijah Reardon, but eventually got it forward. The Tigers through Davies, back to Reardon. He's probably been their best player today, Elijah Reardon, looking to create something here, showing some dashes, Reardon, and he drives it forward. But it was a horrible looking kick, and it's picked off by Baker Smith.
Yep, he's had a bit of it this afternoon, Baker Smith, down back for the Roos. Big punch from behind, ends up in the hands of Kieran Lovell. A little jet from the Tigers. His kick went straight down the throat of Ollie Davis. Now Clarence work it forward again, but intercepted by that man again, Elijah Reardon. Picks it off to Zach Adams, who throws it on the boot, goes to the pocket. Who's underneath it for the Tigers? It's a mark, is it? Might have been paid. And I think it's gone to Ollie Burrows-Cheng. So that's a great effort there from the Tigers. And gee whiz, if I can go back and stop this, it'll give them some real confidence heading into this last term.
Big moment in the game, this. Has to kick this goal, does the youngster, Ollie Burrows-Cheng. He's a likely type in the forward line, as is his brother on the Rodney Eade medal last year. But can Ollie find the goal his team need here to retake the lead from 35 metres out? And he floats it wide, and a real let off that for the Roos.
Yeah, that would have given them some momentum. Got them up and about, but yeah, however, the Roos bring it out again of defence, and a good mark from Noah Holmes. Plays on quickly. Roos work it forward through Harper. Josh Green lurking, as is Rice for the Tigers. The pair meet on the boundary line, and it rolls over. It does in the end. Another boundary throw in, so almost 3 minutes gone. Clarence led it by a point. They can lock in just about a top 4 spot this afternoon. They'll certainly be firmly entrenched in there. And it comes. Holmes throws it on the boot. Top of the square now. Does it spill to ground? It does. Howlett coming through. Left of the goals for a point.
Not far away from Kieran Howlett there. Both teams trading behind the early exchanges here. 2 points the difference. The home side simply must win this game if they want to play finals in 2020. Long kick, and it's well marked down there. And they try and charge off through Marcus Davies. Handball to William Campbell. He sends them towards centre half forward with a searching kick. The big fella Carter's out after it. Can he get round his marker here? He's done really well, Tyler Carter, and they're on. Surely a goal coming up for the Tigers here, and slamming it through is Dygan, and they do take the lead, and a bright start to this final quarter from the Tigers.
Yeah, well done, Tyler Carter. Used his vision, didn't panic, and found the target forward. And listen to that Tigers crowd now. As we said, we'll give them some momentum. The Tigers chants going around the ground. That's what they need to get themselves up and about, and that lead out to 4 points now. So that's a huge goal in terms of the game.
End to end, it was a great move, wasn't it?
Yep.
And they're going to need to take the game on in that manner. It's going to be tough to work it up the line in the conditions.
Well called. It's the voice of Andrew Cooling here on the live stream this afternoon as we restart in the middle. And now Soup Campbell with the footy. Handballs off to Cooper Sorty. Adams now on the far side. They attack again, the Tigers. Can't quite bring it up. They do in the end, though. And now Davis, though, turns it over for Clarence. Mark just spilt off the chest there of Ethan Jackson. Tigers get it back into their advantage, and nice mark taken by Graham. He's played well this afternoon, Luke Graham. Trying to find the right option, but happy to take his time. Ends up going to the paint at 50. Bailey couldn't get it quite in the end. Adams. Zach Adams looks for a target inside 50. Gets one in Tyler Carter. And the Tigers have started this quarter up and about. And this man has been in sensational form. He's been at the Tigers since 2014. Played well against Glenorchy last week. He's played well all season. Can he be the hero now and give his team a 10-point lead kicking into the wind? Tyler Carter, what's he got for us? Kick looks like it's gone to the right and a minor score. But this is what we wanted to see, Drew.
Yeah, they've come out fighting. They knew that they had to. Season on the line for the Tigers, and they have come out with an opening onslaught. They've got the lead, but they've missed a couple of chances as well. Will they be made to pay for that? They'll work it forward again, though. They're starting to win this one at the coalface. Searching ball into the forward pocket. And there was Burrows Cheng just escorting it out of play, but momentum has definitely shifted from a third quarter that Clarence probably had the better of. It's the Tigers pushing hard here in the final term. Can they get another goal for their early dominance? Ball thrown in, taken by the big fella, but Clarence will take the ball away and they'll try and launch a counter-attack through Jeremy Weberly. Sends it down the line, but
good
drifting
mark
back into the space was Cooper Sorty. Good hands from the big man there. He chips it just up the line. They work it to Kieran Lovell, who's starting to get himself more involved. Had a quiet second and third quarter, but he's starting to impose himself. He's the Tiger star man. He drives this one, and that's a great mark too. Really well done there by the late replacement in college. He's shown a little bit, the young man, and he's got a chance to drive them forward. Instead, opts to go to Reardon. Not a bad option. Shakes free of the tackle and just stands it up. It wasn't a very good kick. They contest it. Falls to the deck. Davis burrowing in there for the Roos again. No surprise to see that. And a ball up 40 metres from goal directly in front.
Look composed here, the Tigers. They've started this quarter really well. On 7.5 minutes, and they hold a 5-point lead. Bailey gets first use of it to Davis, and now Brady Jones just dodges round a defender, and that kick goes straight to Cooper Sorty. Hands off straight away to Donnelly, who finds a target in Bilson. Wilson finds Kieran Lovell. What's the little man got for us? Goes right deep into the forward line. Mark, no, play on, said the umpire. And now Will Campbell, the man called Soup, bouncing ball offline. Doing all the attacking at the moment, though, the Tigers. Takes the lead to 6 points now.
Need an extra goal to show for it, though, don't they?
They do.
They're dominating the contest at the moment, the Tigers. The lead out to 6 points, but you feel it could be more.
Look at this.
That's a terrible kick. And will he make him pay? Zachary Adams, he sets sight for home. How will it bounce? It just stood up and allowed Wiley to see it through, but they are under siege right now, the Roos.
They are. Defenders are battling away at the moment. They are all over them, the Tigers' attack. Didn't see this coming, did we? When we spoke about the breeze. Good mark again. So Lovell really coming into this game now. Had plenty of it in this last term. That kick's gone straight to Ollie Davis. You'd love to have the live stats. He must have had a mountain of the ball this afternoon, Drew.
Yeah, he has been prolific, this young man. Such a bright future ahead of him, and he spirals one down in the Green direction on the wing. Was taken away from him, though, but Green gets out the back, and now he drives the Roos forward. Well spoiled away down there by Godonski. Falls to Campbell through the middle of the ground. Back to Zachary Adams. Oh, worm burner of a kick. It was pretty ugly. It might well work though. Attacking it well was Big Carter. And if he gets a ball up here, it'll be a good result. Somehow fell out the back for Watt. Looking for a high free kick there. It was the Clarence man, but not getting it. But really enjoyed Tyler Carter's attack on the ball. Just such a presence up front for this Tigers team, isn't he? And he'll contest the ruck duel here, Tyler Carter. He knocked it forward. Fresh airy there. And it might fall for Lovell. Wrapping up and winning the free kick is Lovell.
Wow.
And this, a huge chance to open up a 13-point lead. Kieran Lovell, the star man for the Tigers. Massive, massive moment in the match, this.
It is. He's kicked one. He kicked the opening goal of the game, in fact. And this will just be the spark they need. They need some reward for effort after all the attack they've done in this final term. Kieran Lovell, the former Hawthorn player, in he comes. He's shanked that though. It's gone left and there's a minor score. So they just can't get that reward for effort at the moment. They've dominated the first 10 minutes of this final term. Clarence, they go straight down the guts of the Twin Ovals. That's a good kick. And Wade Wall takes the mark. I don't know if the ball's even been in the forward 50 for Clarence this quarter much, Drew. As Neil takes it, runs out to collect the footy. Ball bounces away. Reardon there. Josh Green. Reardon, though, does well. Look how silky smooth he is. Gets his own footy back in the end. Tucks the ball under his arm. Gets it away. Now Mackenzie Willis on the far side of the ground here at the Twin Ovals. It's gone to two Clarence players. It was the man Bush that had it in the end, though. He whacks it down inside 50. The wind behind him. Rice now to the boundary line. Big tackle from Sam Green will see it over for a boundary throw-in. 8-point margin here. 11.5 gone in the final term.
And suddenly it's Clarence who need to find a goal here. They've only gone inside 50 on a couple of occasions this quarter, as you've mentioned, Brent. They need to find something. They can't just rely on the wind, because right now they're not winning the football enough. And it is the Tigers who look to be running the game out the better. Can the Roos find something here? Tied up against the line. They want a decision for deliberate here. And they won't get it. It'll be a ball in. Once about 60 from goal here. It'll come down. 12 minutes gone. There's the crowd getting right into the umpire there. Found their voice, the Tigers faithful. But it's Clarence who'll take this one away. It's a driving kick. It might go all the way. It has, and they cut the margin to 2 points. What a roost. Was that Davis again? It was a huge kick. It sailed through the middle. And what a goal that is. 2-point ball game. And suddenly, for all their endeavour, the Tigers, the lead cut to 2 points.
Yeah, it's a stinger for the Tigers, isn't it? After all the attacking they've done, goes down the 50, attacking 50 for Clarence, and they make use of it straight away.
Darcy Gardner, I think.
Yeah, it was Gardner. You're right, Drew. So what a tremendous goal. And that might be the spark that Clarence need. Now, as you say, they trail by 2 points, 13 minutes gone. Won't be a long quarter, probably, as we restart. Tapped down by Wall. And that man Gardner is tackled straight away, but Clarence get it down to forward 50 again. Here's Neil, the former Tiger. Trying to get his own footy back. Davis now crunched in the Campbell tackle. Andrew Cooling said pushing the back. Umpire didn't agree. Have a ball up. Sorty and Wall will battle it out here. And Sorty won it down. Gardner does well. Clever. That's inside attack again. Ball snatched out of Elijah Reardon's fingers. Tigers, though, do well. It's kicked away by McCulloch, and good mark out in front by Burrows Cheng. Hurt himself in the process. On his haunches here. Actually gets to his feet. Taking some time off the clock in the process. So Burrows Cheng goes to the wing. No one can take the mark, and it goes out of bounds. Healthy crowd in here. Rewalt Godomski Shield Day as well. Important cause for both clubs.
Good spoil over the top there from Keegan Wiley. Can the Roos win it away here? The crowd getting stuck into the boundary umpires every chance. That was surely holding the ball against Big Wade Wall. Allowed to get away with just blatantly dropping it. The Tigers will take it away back the other way though. Chip to centre half forward, searching, presenting out and taking the mark there. Some good work from Riley Ashland. He's about 70 metres out. He opts to handball it backwards and now they'll swing the ball forwards. Is there anyone there presenting? They've got the mark. And a chance for Jack Bilson. This will test him though, kicking into the wind from 50 out. I don't know if he's got the legs, Bilson. He doesn't look confident. He'll just eat up some clock though, which is not a bad option at this stage. And he'll perhaps go back and take the shot. As he got the leg, Jack Bilson. His team lead by 2 points. They must win this game if they're to play finals this year. From just inside 50, Jack Bilson sets sail for home. It just holds up. It was offline anyway and extends the lead to 3 points. 15:30 gone in the final term.
Well, we are set for a grandstand finish here. Don't go anywhere on the live stream. Only minutes left in this one. Such an important game. It's lived up to all the hype so far. Mark not taken. Davies wins it out the back for the Tigers. Pushes it forward. He's got someone on too. Nice mark. Taken.
Riley Ashland.
Yeah, Riley Ashland made his debut last week. And certainly will test him from here into the wind. But this is all the Tigers need to do at the moment. They've got the lead. I'd love a goal, but they do hold the advantage. Riley Ashland, the number 44 for the Tigers. His kick will land well short of goal, and the mark taken by Davis. So Clarence need to work it up the ground here carefully. Nice mark taken from Neil, who's a long way from home. Goes inside the centre square. Good mark, good jukes from Sam Green. Off to Webberley. The coach gets it, and this is nice footy from Clarence. Noah Holmes played on, did he? Umpire let him go back to take his kick. Holmes, a high ball, top of the square or just to the goal line. In fact, it's through for a minus score. So the margin cut to 2 points. Tiger down on his knees on the goal line. Can't quite make out who that is. It might be, is it Mackenzie Willis? Might be Mackenzie Willis.
Well, hope he's all right. They're holding on here, the Tigers, as they repel from half back. It just sits up in the wind. Hits the deck. Who can win this contest? No one. That's going to be locked up. Umpire circling, and he's paid holding the ball. Well, he didn't make a decision moments ago. He's paid that one. And a chance for Davis perhaps here. What's he going to do? He's just going to send it long. Centering ball. Flying for it, but over the heads it's Burrows Cheng in defence, and he'll just chip this one. Slightly dicey, but Kieran Lovell, a good man to pick out.
How much time left here, Drew?
Maybe a couple of minutes. There can't be too long left. There's not been a lot of goal scoring in this final quarter. Heads down the line, searching ball, couldn't quite bring it down. Clarence just heave it forward. They've got to go backing back, and there is Mackenzie Willis with a clutch defensive mark. And he'll take his sweet time getting up from this one, you'd imagine.
Absolutely. Good to see he's okay. And you're right, just takes his time here, Willis. Experienced player, of course. Someone's lost a shoe there. Umpire says, I'll have the footy. It's the shoe of James Holmes. So, yes, can't be too long left in this one. Tigers have the 2 point advantage as they work it forward again through Mackenzie Willis. Who can take the mark in the yellow and black? Well done by Ashland. Handball didn't work in his favour though. Keegan Wiley was run down. Tigers still have the footy here. What can they do? Willis, short kick, finds a target. It's Luke Graham. And they're happy just to take their time here, the Tigers. Graham's kick. Who's he got on offer? It's Campbell. And he wants to have a shot on goal. Points to the goals and says, I'll have a look at this, boys, and just take my time because I know there's not long left here. And we have an advantage of 2 points And I'm going to soak up every little bit of it as much as I can. He's been a good player for the Tigers this year, Will Campbell. A goal here would just about seal it for the home team. Will Campbell on his right foot has a look at goal. It goes across the face. Is there a marker there? It's rushed through for a minus score. So 3-point advantage now to the Tigers.
Keegan Wiley needs to go, and he just blasts this one along, but it was a poor kick. Straight to Tyler Carter. Probably went a little bit quicker than he needed to there, but he found Burrows Cheng. And there it is, the siren sounds, and the Tigers have pulled it off. 3 wins on the trots, and their finals hopes are well and truly alive. A stirring victory, that one. They fought back against the wind in the final term, and you've got to say, a thoroughly deserved victory, that one, for mine, Brent.
That is a sensational victory for Trent Bormala's men. We didn't suspect they'd be able to pull that off at three-quarter time, kicking against the wind in the final term, but they dominated it. They came out on song and just completely owned the last quarter and have escaped with a magnificent 3-point win, which, as you say, Drew, keeps their finals hopes alive. What a victory for Kingborough. 3 in a row have turned their season around. 7-15-57 to 7-12-54. Both teams had their chances, but in the end, the Tigers hold on.
Yeah, I think the midfield really lifted in that last quarter. Mackenzie Willis, William Campbell, Kieran Lovell. The cream rising to the crop there. Was a little quiet in quarters 2 and 3, but he had a great last quarter, and they just bossed the contest. Clarence scarcely got the ball forwards, really. It was a bit of a freak goal from Darcy Gardner that was all they really had in the way of scoring in that final term. The Tigers just outplayed them. They out-toughed them. Tyler Carter was a real presence up forward, and the dash of Elijah Reardon, he just pushed himself up the ground a little more in that last quarter, exerted himself on the contest, and the Tigers walk away with a well-deserved win. A thriller of a game and tremendous heart shown by the Tigers. Their season looked on life support 2 weeks ago. They've promptly won 3 games on the trot. They take the double over Clarence this year. They've beaten them both times, and it's going to be an interesting final fortnight now in the battle for 4th spot.
Yeah, without having the ladder in front of me, I think Clarence stay in the top 4, but the Tigers on the same amount of points now, so Clarence's percentage is a little bit more superior, but that keeps them in touch. There's Trent Bormala on the screen in the white cap. He would be absolutely thrilled with that victory. So a magnificent win, 7-15-57 to 7-12-54. Looking ahead to next weekend, and it doesn't get any easier for the Tigers. They're at home again to the reigning premiers, North Launceston. And Clarence, they're at home as well at Richmond Oval, taking on Launceston. So it doesn't get any easier for the Roos as well. Got a Wednesday night game too this week. It's Glenorchy and Lauderdale at KG5. Looking forward to that game. That'll be a cracker as well. But full time here at the Twin Ovals. It is the Tigers 57, Clarence 54. They've won a thriller on Saturday afternoon TSL. Great to have you alongside me, Drew. Did you enjoy yourself doing some footy today?
Absolute pleasure to make the commentary debut in this one. Couldn't have picked a better game. You'd be pretty happy if they're all the games you get. It was a real spectacle this afternoon, and the Tigers emerging triumphant in a 3-point victory over the Clarence Roos, just to keep their finals hopes alive. Stay tuned to the live stream over the next couple of weeks, because the stakes are just getting raised as we head towards the end of the regular season.
Absolutely. It's been a cracking contest, lived up to all the hype. Final scores, Tigers 7-15-57, Clarence 7-12-54. Hope you've enjoyed the coverage on the live stream this afternoon. We'll catch you next week.